He kōna ipurangi tēnei nā te reo irirangi o Aotearoa.
Want to know what's good to watch at the movies, or conversely, what you should avoid? Every Friday on Afternoons with me, Jesse Mulligan, our critic tells us what's hot and what's not in the world of cinema. Take a listen for the latest on new releases, behind-the-scenes dramas and scoops from directors with critic Dominic Corry. How are you, sir?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Off air, Dom and I have just been gabba because we're both watching the same TV show at the moment. This is a film review.
Love Story. It's the bomb.
We're both just loving the JFK Jr. show at the moment. And I said, Dom, please come and review TV on Monday so we can talk about it officially. And he said, I'm not on for another 3 weeks. So anyway.
Hey, we can swap it out if you're hanging out.
Hey, but you've been busy actually watching movies as well. So should we start with The Bride?
Yes, these are 3 new films, all in theatres yesterday, all brand new this week. The Bride, or the Bride, because there's an exclamation mark in the title.
Which, wow, that would be a nice little genre of films. I immediately think of Airplane.
Yeah, well, there's a school of thought that says something's gone wrong if there's punctuation like that. Only the Zucker brothers got away with it. The Naked Gun, Airplane, and Top Secret all have exclamation marks.
Right.
But Hollywood famously averse to question marks. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? That introduces a question.
Insecurity, yeah. Insecurity. Doesn't the Wuthering Heights have, I think, has inverted commas?
Yeah, giving yourself permission to deviate from the text, perhaps.
Yeah.
So anyway, The Bride is director and writer Maggie Gyllenhaal, who's mainly known as an actor. She previously made a really great Netflix film called The Lost Daughter with Olivia Colman. And this is her sort of feminist reimagining of The Bride of Frankenstein. And it stars Christian Bale as Frankenstein's monster and Jessie Buckley, who is arguably one of the top young talents working today. She's probably going to win the Best Actress Oscar for Hamnet. She plays Agnes, the wife in that. She was in Woman Talking. I've been talking about her for a long time. She's an Irish actress. She's amazing. And she plays the main character here. She is the bride! Exclamation mark. And this is a film. It's kind of it's like a feminist reimagining of The Bride of Frankenstein. There's a lot of feminine rage in this film about the subjugation of women. And
it sounds like a B-movie title. However, the Frankenstein book does have a love story. The monster falls in love.
Well, this is riffing on the sequel to the Frankenstein movie, The Bride of Frankenstein, which a lot of people think is better than Frankenstein.
Right. But it does sound like someone's just been desperate for a sequel, right? But it's part of the original canon.
I haven't read the original Frankenstein.
You've got to go deep on the plot. It's crazy.
The bride shows up in the original book?
Yeah, he falls in love.
Are you sure you're not talking about the little girl he throws in the river? Anyway, so this was originally supposed to come out last year, delayed to separate it, I guess, from Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein movie. This is set in 1930 Chicago. The first person we see on screen is Mary Shelley herself, who one night in the early 19th century invented both horror and sci-fi with one story. And she's kind of talking to the camera. She's played by Jessie Buckley, not Dr. Frankenstein, but Frankenstein's monster shows up and asks Annette Bening to create him a bride. And so they dig up this sort of gangster's mole who was murdered.
Asks a character played by Annette Bening. He doesn't ask Annette Bening to do it.
She plays herself. No, yeah. She's another mad scientist. And then they kind of go on the run. It sort of turns into Bonnie and Clyde a little bit. There are some really potent ideas here. And on paper, this sounds full on and amazing. But I was bored out of my mind. There's a lot of feminine rage in this film in a good way. I mean, these are potent ideas. It just is so on the nose, and just everyone's saying everything that everything means all the time. I'm sure there's a version of this film that is more impactful, but I was just waiting for something interesting to happen. Something interesting to happen the whole time. And Jessie Buckley, who I'll watch do anything, she goes all out here, but I don't know if it's a good performance. Maybe it is. It's an all out performance. And you don't want to rag on sort of, what this film is going for. Those are all good ideas. But boy, oh boy, at every step of the way, I was like, please, something interesting happen. And it never did. It's bad.
Okay.
Bad movie.
Let me just read you a small piece from the plot of the original Frankenstein book.
Please.
The creature runs into its creator, Victor, and asks Victor
What,
to
at the
create.
pub?
Well, I'm just shortening things. And asks Victor to create a female companion, which he believes will be his only chance at happiness. Victor consents to this. While working on the female creature, Victor imagines his creations giving birth and fearfully decides to destroy the incomplete female. The original creature issues a warning that he will meet Victor on his wedding night and murders his friends in an act of revenge. There's a lot of plot, a lot more plot than just this monster being created and going nuts.
Totally.
So,
Yeah, and again, I can sort of see all the elements of this on paper sound amazing. There's a dance scene.
okay, I've heard enough.
Yeah, and there were a few bits where Mary Shelley's sort of talking to the audience and you could just feel what she was about to say and I feel kind of bad ragging on it, but I really struggled with it.
You're generally positive. You're allowed a critical review from time to time.
Thank you.
Charlie XCX The Moment. This is a new thing where superstar singers, it's not enough for the concert or the album. You also need a movie, right?
Yeah, so this is, she plays herself and she's on her latest tour, but there's sort of a fictional element to this. She plays like
Is it like a mockumentary element?
Yeah, totally. And like Charlie XCX is a phenomenal generational talent. I saw her play at the Power Station in 2014. I am not a Johnny-come-lately fan of hers. I think she's amazing. I think she's like Prince, you know. You can just sort of watch her do anything. She's got an amazing look, amazing sense of style and personality. And so if anyone could justify a film like this, it would be her. And I think the ideal version of seeing this movie is a bunch of friends who all love Charlie XCX, and you go and have a night out and hoot and holler and enjoy watching this movie.
Yeah.
But oh boy, somebody should have told this person no at some point, because it's not Spinal Tap. You know, it feels quite indulgent, and there's not. It's sort of, you can tell they think it's all really hilarious. It sort of feels like someone who's surrounded by yes people who has been told they're hilarious, and I struggled with this one as well, to be honest. As much as I love her, and like I said, I think if you're a young fan and you want to have a night out with your fellow Charlie fans, you'll have a good time. Alexander Skarsgård shows up in this playing the new creative director of her tour, and they conflict, and there's sort of jokes about, you know, rock and roll pretension and stuff, and she's a very self-aware performer. But, oh man, so much of this, it seemed like it was trying to land, did not for me. And
0 for 2, Dom Corry.
It's barely a movie. It's a DVD special feature at best.
Gosh, she's done a lot for 33 years old, isn't she?
She kicks ass. I love her, and I feel bad ragging on her as well.
Well, let me.
Everyone involved should be deeply ashamed. There's some fun cameos in here, but it just feels like the result of being told yes too often.
Okay, let me ask one more time then. Tenor, my name is Pati. Tell me, this is a good film.
This film destroyed me in all the right ways. I was overseas for most of the Sole Mio thing. For people who don't know, Pine Pati and his brother Amatai and a third man were Sole Mio, this kind of crossover opera group that did quite well. And it started off as I didn't realize this is like a fundraising thing to get Pine Pati himself to an opera school. And so I missed a lot of that, so I enjoyed seeing that play out. I've also talked a lot about here how I grew up in Central Auckland. I went to St. Paul's College, 98% Pacific Island school, and I feel deeply exposed to and enriched by what some Samoan people bring to New Zealand's culture overall. And this story is a Samoan story, and it kind of tells the story of Samoan immigrants and generational conflicts there, and sort of how in the Pine Pati himself was born in 87, and how he's coming of age in the era of like Shea Fu and King Kapisi, and the sort of golden era for performers from that part of the world. And just New Zealand just benefits so much from culturally and so many other ways from our Pacific Island population. And this is just a great cinematic embodiment of that. And also, I didn't know I could get this excited about opera. And it kind of sent me down an opera wiki hole a little bit. And just sort of the level of achievement this guy has done so far, level of achievement he has achieved, rather. And I was a wreck at the end of this film. I absolutely loved it. It's really well put together. It's really emotional, and it's a personal story about him, but it's also, as I said, it's about it's about the Samoan population of New Zealand and sort of how lucky we are to have this, and how terribly they've been treated in a lot of respects, and just what can rise up out of that, and he's just getting started, and yeah, it's a wonderful, wonderful film.
That's great.
It's very, very universal, but we can't stop making documentaries about our people here. I feel like there's only 2 or 3 people left who haven't had one made about them, and sometimes I think they're a tad perfunctory. This didn't feel perfunctory. It felt really nicely put together. There's some really amazing old footage. The story's being told. There's lots of cool visual elements to it, and the characters on camera, the camera loves them, and they're just beautiful and endearing. And yeah,
so maybe if you haven't been back to a New Zealand film since Tenor and you've been waiting for the moment, maybe this is it.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought it was 5 stars, just
great stuff,
devastating stuff.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dom Corry with 3 movies reviewed today: The Bride, Charlie XCX and The Moment, and Tenor. My name is Pati.